So I know it's a day late, oh no, 2, because we're in Asia. So if today's 9th, it will be 8th in Europe, the West basically. Morning. All right. So on the 7th of March is the birthday of BMW. I know there's no mention or celebration from BMW Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia, if you're watching from another country. Yeah, but just want to greet happy birthday to BMW. The roads. You know, the funny thing is, about 8 years ago, BMW globally celebrated 100 years old. But in 2 years' time, in 2 years' time, 2026. So 8 years ago, when BMW celebrated their 100-year-old, it was of course to commemorate their incorporation of the BMW logo and the BMW company in 1916. All right, that was when Bavaria Flugzeugwerke merged with Rapp Motorenwerke. Okay, and the two companies merged and they formed BMW officially in 1916. So that is also the year where BMW recognizes itself as its incorporation date. Okay, so both companies far predates. They both predate 1916. It's just that they merge and the logo and the name was officially incorporated. Now in 2 years' time, in 2026, it remains to be seen if Mercedes-Benz will celebrate its 100 years old. All right, because the Mercedes-Benz name and the incorporation with the logo, the three-pointed star, was incorporated in 1926. This is interesting, right? Even though when BMW celebrated its 100 years old, Mercedes did put up a message and say, you know, happy birthday, happy 100th birthday. The past 30 years was boring, you know? So a lot of people, including, I mean, most people would regard Mercedes-Benz as the inventor of the automobile in 1886, right? But there is a very interesting twist to it, because like BMW, the creation of the company was a merger of sorts. Mercedes-Benz too was a merger of sorts. You see, the parent company of Mercedes-Benz only very recently, past few years, changed away their name of Daimler. All right, they changed from Daimler to Mercedes-Benz. But for the longest time, the parent company is Daimler, and the brand of the vehicle that they produce was Mercedes-Benz. Right? So it's just like the Audi's parent company is Volkswagen, right? And Audi is one of the brand. So for the longest time, it was Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft. And the brand is Mercedes-Benz. So I always maintain in my own personal interpretation that were if BMW use the same method of tracing the earliest history of its component companies that made up what it is today, like how Mercedes did, they would have gone back earlier, you know. So a little bit of history. So the Mercedes parent company was called Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft. Now Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft, the two founders are by the name of Wilheim Maybach and Gottlieb Daimler. And of course, these two persons built a successful company with DMG, the short form for Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft. But the breakthrough for them came. The breakthrough for them came when one of their customers called Emil Jelinek, right? And Emil is a rich man, is a car racing enthusiast. He approached Daimler to build a car that he envisioned, right? A 3-box car, like any other car we have today. Because before what he envisioned, most cars are tall riding with everything below and the person sitting on top. He has the idea of stretching the wheelbase, putting the people in between the wheels, and also the engine, one engine up front, luggage compartment behind, and the humans in between. That was his idea. And they built the car, and he named it after his daughter. His daughter is by the name of Mercedes. So upon naming the car Mercedes, that car became so successful in racing that that model called Mercedes is more well known than the company, right? The company is called Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft. The model is called Mercedes, and the model became more famous than the parent company, right? Just gonna take a nice picture across the backdrop this beautiful morning. Something I always do when I come here. Okay. Sorry for that. It's just right after toll. Nobody, no cars, nothing. 冚過車。What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Oh. Why are there so many cars? Non-stop. Okay. Done with it. Oh crap. Maybe there are less cars on Sunday. Anyway. Beautiful, beautiful morning. All right, let's go. Yeah, there weren't so many cars when they first opened up. Anyway, so as I was saying, sorry for that. Where was I? Yeah, Emil Jelinek. So the car was so famous in racing because all the other competitors were tall riding cars, and then that car was low riding, and it's the 3-box form factor like all cars are today. So that is the most important car in car making history that I think, you know, than the even the so-called first automobile, the Benz Patentmotorwagen, because 100 years before the Benz Patentmotorwagen, some French guy already put a steam engine on what was supposed to be a car, you know, to be driven by someone without a track. All right, of course that looks like a lorry, more to say, but the idea of putting an engine, whether it's powered by steam or whether it's powered by petrol, on a vehicle that one person can steer is not a new idea. All right, so yeah, that was done by the French, right? So I think the Mercedes 35 is a way more important car than the first one. Now, what does all this have to do with BMW? Interesting thing is that Wilheim Maybach and Gottlieb Daimler both learned engine making from Nikolaus Otto. Nikolaus Otto, the surname O-T-T-O, may be familiar to some because almost every single engine out there are called the Otto cycle engine. Yes, Otto cycle engine, or the four-stroke cycle. Basically, the famous suck, squeeze, bang, blow cycle. And this was the breakthrough that allows petrol combustion engine or internal combustion engine to be functional, because before this a lot of people has, you know, the idea of, wow, this thing carries a lot of energy, and if we're able to, let me roll the windows up a little bit so that I can speak better. So yeah, a lot of people had the idea of, you know, putting things into a metal and then blow it and then push the thing out and turn it into propulsion. But it was Nikolaus Otto that succeeded in creating the cycle of suck air into the combustion chamber and then compress it with the piston and then lighting it up together with the fuel with a spark plug or something else, and then it blows up and pushes the piston down as the primary source of power, and then the piston will come back up and push the exhaust gas out of the chamber, and then when it goes back down again, air was being sucked in. So this is the 4-stroke cycle created by Nikolaus Otto. So he has 2 employees back then, which is Wilheim Maybach and Gottlieb Daimler. And then Nikolaus Otto, of course, was successful with his business and selling the engine to factories that need it for some applications and all that. He did not, however, put the engine onto a carriage, right? Because who would have thought it's a good idea? Because horses are way better, and there's grass everywhere. Horses can eat, you know, and requires no maintenance, no fuel or nothing. So it just doesn't make sense to do that. And of course, Wilhelm Maybach and Gottlieb Daimler also did not became the first one who put an internal combustion engine onto a carriage, a horse carriage of what would become a motorized carriage. It was another person by the name of Karl Benz, right, in 1886. So the timeline that I'm talking about of where Nikolaus Otto created the 4-stroke cycle engine was 20 years before Karl Benz created the Benz Patentmotorwagen, you know, the first internal combustion engine motorized carriage in 1886. Nikolaus Otto's era with the 2 employees was in the 1860s era. Okay, so of course we know when Karl Benz created the Benz Patentmotorwagen, he don't believe that there is a future with it, but it was his wife, you know, it was his wife that took the car out, showcased it to everybody, and went on an endurance drive of 100 km on her first go. You know, that was ballsy, amazing. Anyway, and fast forward to the early 1900s when Wilhelm Maybach and Gottlieb Daimler created the Benz Motorwagen the Mercedes 35. It was so successful, the company became so famous and all that. After that, they merged with Benz Cie, which was their competitor. Benz Cie is the company that Karl Benz created. So after merging, they merged, and then only in 1926 where they incorporated it and changed the name to Mercedes-Benz, or officially called the brand of the car that they were selling with Mercedes-Benz, because Mercedes was very famous by then because of the Mercedes 35 car model, and Benz hold the very prestigious name of being the first in 1886 that created, you know, the Benz Patentmotorwagen. So that's how it became. Now, the 2-person who was working with Nikolaus Otto, of course, left the company and formed DMG. But Nikolaus Otto, after that, passed the company to his son, Gustav Otto. And Gustav Otto's time was, you know, still creating the engine. And of course, that was already the era where aircraft was invented. And then, of course, we know World War I. Then they create aircraft engines, and of course airplanes, you know, aircraft engines basically. And the company called Otto Flugzeugwerke, which is, you know, Otto, you know, flight, you know, whatever, you know, airplane manufacturing company. So Otto Flugzeugwerke later on became Bavaria Flugzeugwerke. And as we know, as I mentioned earlier on, Bavaria Flugzeugwerke merged with Rapp Motorenwerke and became Bavaria Motorenwerke. And that was the creation and incorporation of BMW in 1916. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that BMW deserve to claim all of its history with the component companies, like how Mercedes did, all the way back to Nikolaus Otto's era, and has the prestigious claim of the Otto cycle engine? Every single engine in every single vehicle, credit should go to BMW, and BMW spawned the two prodigies, or proteges, not prodigies. Well, they are both proteges of BMW, and they are both prodigies by themselves, you know, because by that count, Wilheim, Maybach and Gottlieb Daimler were one of the earliest employees of BMW, and later on formed Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft, aka Mercedes-Benz. What are your thoughts? You know, because I always find it very fascinating. In fact, DMG, Daimler Motoren Gesselschaft, also has a very famous employee, August Horch. Yep, the creator of Horch Automobile, a very luxurious, very high-end vehicle, which later on created Audi. He was an employee of DMG, or an employee of Mercedes-Benz. Wouldn't it be exciting if everybody traces their history all the way back? Because Audi can trace its history all the way back to Horch Automobiles, right? So if that's how it is, then if we go back all the way to the source, then the founder of Audi used to be an employee of Mercedes-Benz, and the founder of Mercedes-Benz used to be an employee of BMW. Happy birthday, BMW. I love your cars, and I mean, I love all of them, right? Yeah. Cheers! A morning full of babblings. Yeah, there we go. Let's have a nice drive. That's a very healthy 996 turbo. Very, very healthy. Just look at the way it goes. I'll just try to follow him, just to want to get a good glimpse of the car from behind. The motion of the car, I know it's beautiful to see Porsches on the move. Let it go. Beautiful, beautiful. It just sticks to the ground. Lovely car, lovely, lovely car. Lovely driving as well. Okay, maybe I should drive a little bit quicker just to keep up with him, so that I want him in my view. But I usually don't like to appear as though I'm trying to be aggressive. Alright, let's go a little bit quicker. Now the heavy fogs, so have to be careful. For those who are not too familiar with the roads, they have to be careful. Alright? What a beautiful car. Sorry, I'm not chasing. He's a very alert driver. He thought I want to overtake. Actually, I'm not trying to overtake. I just want to follow and see him in motion. You know, it's so beautiful. There's a truck there. Be careful. Beautiful car. Beautiful driving. It's lovely to see people in old Porsches, well-maintained old Porsches, pushing their cars, you know. But of course, the most important thing is for both of us or everyone else to arrive safely. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Interesting. He likes to follow the road markers of the road. You know, he just want to follow it and very interesting. It's actually clever for the car just now to not change lanes, you know. Just on roads like these, maintain your own lane and let the faster car cut. Because on curvy roads like this, it's never a good idea to be ultra alert and shift your lanes when you see a fast car coming from behind. It's sometimes more dangerous to do so. Yeah. Beautiful car, beautiful. Let's drive next to him. I want to say hi to him, but he seems like he wants to drive fast. Cool guy. Just come up for a little bit. He just came up for a short drive and he U-turned and went back. I thought I want to say hi to him, you know. It's all right. Let's continue my drive. It's cold. Oh, careful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So cold. The car is saying temperatures outside is 20 degrees, but it feels like 15. It feels as though it's 15 degrees. It's so cold. Yeah, I'm gonna call my friend if see he's at Gotong or Chin Sui. Cheers. Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about my BMW. It's a 2011 car, and it is now a 13-year-old car on paper, but if you count the first year as well, it's entering into its 14th year. 14th year, this car. All right, and I got the car in 2015. All right, the car was imported into Malaysia in 2012, and then 2.5 years later, oh my god, it's so cold. It's so cold. I love this car. It has a button that, you know, just opens up, just closes or opens all the windows. So it was imported into the country in 2012, and then 2.5 years later, I bought the car from the previous owner in 2015. All right. When I got the car, it was it only had 18,000 km. 18,000, and the plastics on the door sills are still wrapped. You know, the car looked like a new car. It looks as though it is a new car, right? The condition is fantastic. So I got it for half of its market value. Yeah, I was very, very lucky. So this car, the 6 Series convertible 640i, when it was introduced into Malaysia, the selling price was 860 or 70,000 ringgit. 860 something or 870,000 ringgit. All right, by right, 2 years later, by right, you know, 2.5 years or 3 years later, the selling price should have been around that of 500,000 ringgit. All right, so the seller put the car on the dealership. The dealership was advising the seller that because it's a consignment deal, so the dealership tell the owner that, you know, the market price is 500,000, but because nobody buys convertibles now. Remember this, before I got this car and promoted convertibles and cabriolets in Malaysia, nobody wants cabriolets and convertibles in Malaysia. I kid you not. All right, I was the guy with my group of friends who actually popularized convertibles, and throughout our popularization of convertibles and cabriolets, drop top prices are now higher than hard top prices, but it wasn't like this back then. You know, coupes had a higher value than convertibles back then. So the BMW 6 Series Coupe back then, on a similar year, similar age, the market price was supposed to be 500,000. So the dealer told the seller, you know, the first owner, that, you know, the coupes are demanding about 500,000. Probably you can try 450,000. And he told the dealer that I mean the car is fully paid off. I'm fine with even 350,000. Now wait, I was at the dealership looking at a 3 Series Gran Turismo, and my budget, maximum budget, is 250,000. And the dealer was trying to ask me to look at this car, and I was jokingly telling him that, you ask the owner if he's willing to let go at 250,000, I will take it straight away. And after a bit of, you know, joking and haggling with the dealer, not haggling, I was just like poking the dealer. Call him. I mean, the worst thing, you get scolded. What's there to be afraid of, right? It's a consignment deal, you know. And he called the owner, and the owner was like, all right. And I got the car for 250,000. Anyway, and I've kept the car since 2015 until now, entering its 10th year under my ownership. And I tell you, this 10th year, this is one of the, I mean, this is a car that I don't think I would want to sell, because I just absolutely love it. It's fuel efficient, it is reliable, it is comfortable, it is practical, and relatively speaking, for cars like these, it is low maintenance. Yeah, everything works. Touch wood. There's a little bit of wood inlay here. Everything works. Of course, BMWs of this era can never be compared to Audis of this era, where I'm talking about the interior build quality or the fit and finish and the material use. Audi is 2 notches above BMWs of this era, okay? So there are some plastic bits in the car that broke off or they crack and all that. Just have to replace it, you know. But other than that, mechanically, this car is wonderful, wonderful, you know. This 3-liter N55 engine, of course, it can never be compared to the modern era of BMW engines. It can't even be compared to the B48 2-liter BMW engine. You know, that engine, even at a rating of 260 horsepower, pulls stronger than the N55 on the get-go. All right, so but it's fuel efficient. When I compare this engine to my Audi S4 with the 3-liter supercharged engine, this car consistently gets 150 to 180 kilometers more out of the same amount of fuel. You know, of course, it's not as powerful as the Audi 3-liter supercharged. It doesn't pull as strong. Oh my God, so many cars today. And yeah, that's the Supra with the B58. The car okay? It's alright lah, huh? Old cars. Good morning. Oh, there's a lot of nice cars today. Oh, AMG. Yo, you're here! Yeah, man, I was taking my sweet time. Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh, you didn't let me know that you're coming.
No,
I
usually
would have
come
joined
just
you.
before any.
Then you have your group.
Yeah, no, there's just a few friends any.
All right.
Nah, some old friends out. They say, hey, you gonna drive? Okay, lah.
Wow, it's a cold morning.
It is. Damn nice. It's not misty.
Yahweh, and the road is dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
Beautiful. Good to see you.
Yeah, waiting for you, I think.
No, I'm just gonna.
In the middle there, the roundabout. I'll get you up there. We're gonna go over. So.
All right. See you. This place wasn't as popular back then, you know. Morning. And I was sort of like the first group that brought people up here. Good morning, Alex. Morning. Good to see you. That's so not you.
Huh?
With the tea life.
What?
That's for.
Huh? That's what I do now. I buy it the night before I put it in my fridge. So I have to drink this lousy tea here.
You brought your Porsche up? Oh, you finally drove this.
The guy, remember?
Yeah, it was supposed to be last week, right?
Yeah. But I only met him.
So how was the car?
You know, it's my first time Type R. I've never driven a Type R in my life.
Yeah. We learned about it.
You see later.
Yeah.
In a video. Because my video stopped working.
Was he riding shotgun with you?
No. I'm alone.
What car is driving? The guy?
Oh no, he's at home. I'm passing in my Cayenne next week. He wants to try it, so I'll let him try it.
Awesome.
My camera stopped working, so I pulled to the side.
Yeah.
Before the start of up. And all these fucking 911s GT3 all passed me.
Yeah.
So I'm still in my camera, and after that, I fixed it, switched it on. I caught up to them. GT3 and 997 Turbo and four other cars, 6 of them, like idiots. I caught up to them. Then they turned and got down.
It's an extremely fast car, right?
Yeah.
And it's so comfortable.
Yeah. I switched off my corner and everything.
Yeah.
And I was, you know the corners here. First time, I just floored it. Bloody, it just grips going up.
So you stopped hitting front wheel drive,
It's not super fast,
Yeah, it's not super fast.
It's not that fast, but a lot of grip.
Oh, that's Nicholas.
I'm not against front wheel drive anymore after this.
He used to hate front wheel drive cars, and he has never driven a Civic Type R because he couldn't be bothered with front wheel drive cars. So Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, everybody's here. Oh, the Maserati is here. Oh, that's Prakash, my mate. Oh, LC500. My man!
Brother.
I was trying to call you and ask you. Oh, there's a spot. Okay, that's good.
Okay, good.
I was trying to call you. Morning, morning.
Hey, bro.
Hey, morning. Wow. Morning, bro. Sorry. Thank you.
Good spot.
Morning, Jeremy. All right. Yeah, and that's Alex. Yeah, the Porsche guy. All right, let's go.
Hey, listen to this. Oh my god, the sound of the LC500. Bye. Oh my, the sound of the Lexus. I need to catch up to the Lexus. Such a beautiful car. That is a gorgeous car. Beautiful sound. Just gorgeous. Oh, you are going too fast, my friend. Oh, I need to catch up with you. So beautiful. So beautiful. Can I have one, please? Can I have one, please? Oh my god. You is are beautiful. You is are sound great. Oh my god. Oh, I can't catch up. What a gorgeous. Bye, Lexus. '23 US. Look at that Ferrari 458 Spider. Oh. Another gorgeous car. Beautiful. Stunning, eh? What is that car doing? Sir, you have a beautiful car.